Yes, good evening, everyone. We're here for the Tuesday, March 9th, 2021 edition of the Bicycle Pedestrian Advisory Committee. This is going to be another one of our virtual workshops. Start time right now is 5:36 p.m. So far we have Eric Tolberg, Mike Fleming, and Robert Charles as our attending BPAC members at this time. Hopefully we'll get some more as we go along. It's kind of a small intimate setting here of 11 folks, so let's go ahead and just I'm Kevin Walford from the Miami-Dade TPO, and let's go around and ask the individuals who are attending if they just want to say who they are. So I'm going to go down the line as I see Aaron, you want to just say hello? Aaron DeMaio.
Hi Kevin. Nice
Okay.
to see you. Hi everyone. My name is Aaron DeMaio. I'm a resident in downtown Miami, and been attending a few of these meetings and enjoying it so far. So glad to be here and see what's on the agenda today. So
Okay.
thanks for having me.
All right, thank you. Next one is Commissioner Dana Goldman.
Yeah, I'm here to observe and learn a little bit about this workshop and virtual environment. Our city is in the midst of some rethinking and assessing some of our pedestrian and multimodal issues, and so this is very topical, and hopefully this will be informative.
And Commissioner, sorry if I may, because I apologize, this is the first time I'm meeting you. What city or town are you with?
Sunny Isles Beach.
Sunny Isles Beach. Okay. Oh, okay. Yes. So
everybody nods the head, right?
Yes. Pardon? What was that?
You're all nodding.
Yes.
You're all nodding.
Yes, I recognize your issues. All right. Anastasia.
Hi, everyone. So I also live in Sunny Isles Beach, and I obviously recognize Dana. Thank you so much for your time. I do have a couple quick questions for you, but I wanted to ask if there is I guess a time limit, because I do have an extensive list of questions that I'd love to, clarify here. So
Anastasia, right now I was just doing introductions so everybody could know who we're talking to. I'm going to go over the guidelines, which you see on the screen. I'm going to go over those right after we do all the introductions, and then that may answer some of your questions.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay. Who do I have next here? I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Svetlana?
Yes, good afternoon. I am also here to discuss or comment something on Sunny Isles issue.
Okay, all right. Tiffany?
Camera on. Hopefully everyone can see me. Hi, my name is Tiffany Gerke. For those of you that do not know me, I'm the Bicycle and Pedestrian and ADA Coordinator with FDOT in District 6. So I cover Miami-Dade County as well as Monroe County. I'm happy that we have such a good turnout of residents and others that are not typically here at BPAC. So I'm excited to hear what everyone has to say today.
And Giannik.
Good afternoon. My name is Giannik Fernandez. I am with the Department of Transportation and Public Works, or Miami-Dade County, and I review the projects that have to do with that are related to bicycle and pedestrian improvements.
Okay. All right. So I think everybody had a chance to introduce themselves. So once again, I'm Kevin Walford from the Miami-Dade TPO. I'm going to go over the guidelines for today's meeting. This workshop is being held virtually and is being recorded, just so you're aware of that. If you experience any technical difficulties, please make a note of Lisa Wan's telephone number and email address on the screen so you can contact her offline if you have some issues that you want, so you can get back on if you get knocked off or something. All attendees will remain muted through the duration of this workshop. If If you wish to provide a comment, please raise the hand button. The chair will first acknowledge you, then your microphone will be unmuted. Please proceed by providing your full name, agency represented, and then your comment. Your microphone will remain muted until, excuse me, until the comment has been fully addressed. In compliance with all applicable rules and regulations, no actions or motions shall be permitted. Discussion shall be limited to matters published in the matters listed in the published workshop agenda. Permissible discussions include presentations, questions and answers, comments related to the presentation. Any committee member deviating from these guidelines will be reminded as to limitations or on any such discussion. Please hold all comments until presentations are concluded. Next slide. All right, so this is our agenda today. We're going to have personal information item for Department of Public Transportation Public Works, their monthly report, and then a monthly report from FDOT. Just as a quick information aside, I want to make a point, seeing as this is the bike ped committee, that we had two major events the last 2 Fridays. 2 Fridays ago, the 26th was the ribbon cutting and groundbreaking, not groundbreaking, the ribbon cutting and opening of the underline done by Bricker Backyard. And then last Friday, March 5th, was the back to work day along the M path and finish at downtown government center. Just want to put those in there for the record. Question to the commissioner and the individuals from Sunny Isles Beach. Adesanya has said you have some questions regarding Sunny Isles Beach. Is that based upon one of the subjects being discussed in the DTPW or the FDOT report, or is it something else? Hello?
If you want, I'd just like to hear at this point, just observing, I want to hear the report and.
Okay, no problem. No, because I just want to make sure, because I didn't know if there was something in there that specified Sunny Isles Beach. I just want to make sure, because whatever discussions we have to be on there, because we don't, because it's a workshop and not a meeting that we've done in the past. We don't have a section available for general public comment or general member comment. Those two items aren't on our agendas until these become official meetings again. So I just want to make sure you were aware of that in case that's you were planning on having bringing something to light. That's all.
Understood. Understood. Duly noted.
Okay. So as you can see, the next workshop will be on Tuesday, April 13th, 2021. All right. So next slide, Lisa. First one's going to be DTPW's Public Works update for the month of March. And Giannik, go ahead.
Good afternoon. As I mentioned earlier, my name is Giannik Fernandez. I am with the Miami-Dade County Department of Transportation and Public Works. And today I wanted to just give you an update on the project that we have. There are, as you will see on the last slide, there is numerous projects that still don't have a defined scope of work. And I asked that if you could please review these sections and provide your input on what you would like to see on these projects. Just send it to me via email or through Kevin, send it to him, and then he'll forward any information to me. But let me just start with a presentation. If you could please, there you go, thank you. The first project is the West Dixie Highway from 164th Street to Northeast 173rd Street. This is a widening project. The road is going to be widened to 4 lanes, and you're going to have on-road bike lanes on both sides. sidewalks, wide sidewalks, as right-of-way permits are going to be added to this project. If you could click for there you go. For this project, we are implementing green paint at conflict points, and specifically along the curve here, we decided to add continuous green paint for better delineation and visibility. This project is going to have specific items for roadway widening, such as drainage, signalization, pavement marking and signage, etc. In addition, these are going to be the non-motorized improvements for bicycles and for pedestrians, the sidewalks and wider sidewalks as right-of-way permits. Next slide. The next project is Ocala Road at 152nd Street. There's going to be a roundabout there. And the roundabout is meant to increase the throughput of vehicles through that intersection, improve the intersection capacity and mobility. And the Ocala Trail that currently is located on the east side is going to stay on the east side, along the east side of the road, and it's going to cross through the circle, through the crosswalk located on the east side. Next. The next project is these two projects are been bid and awarded together. I'm just separating them to show you the two different designs. This is Ocala as well, but the intersection is 184th Street. It's also an intersection improvement project, and the Ocala Trail is maintained along the east side as well. Through the crossing point is going to be at the east crosswalk.
Wow.
Next. The next project is Northeast 151st Street, from west of Biscayne Boulevard, where the railroad tracks are at, to Bay Vista Boulevard. And this is a road widening project. This section at the moment includes some road bike lanes. The road bike lanes are going to stay, and also you're going to have sidewalks along both sides. This is also going to get green paint at conflict points. Next. These two projects that are coming now, they are two different phases of 157th Avenue. They are, the main purpose of these projects is road widening. Right now you have a 2-lane road, and the projects are going to widen the road to 4 lanes. At a future time, the extension to 836 is going to include an off-road path, which is going to connect to the Southwest 42nd Street project that Highway Division is working on as well. However, since the path is going to be outside the road right of way, it's not included here. The Highway Division is going to do just the roadway side of it, and the off-road path is going to be done at a later date by the widening project, the extension of 836. Next. This is the second phase, which is from 42nd Street to 26th Street along 157th Avenue as well. It's also a roadway widening from 2 lanes to 4 lanes. And the off-road path in the future is going to be located on the west side of the road. Next. And this is the project list. It has two sections. I had to divide it so it's visible on the screen. But basically, whatever you see TBD under the application column, those are the projects that I'm very much, interested in receiving input at this time. So if you please could send me any comments that you might have now, that's very much appreciated. This is just a list of the projects that we have ongoing right now. It has the type of application, what type of non-motorized facility the project is implementing, the status and the schedule. If you go to next, you'll see the second page, and that's it. Thank you so much. It's not a lengthy update, but I wanted to give you, I wanted to be present today to be able to give you these projects with anticipation and obtain as much input as possible now. Thank you, Eric. Always very involved. I'm going to definitely look at your comments, and I'm going to forward this to the project managers and get any input from them, and I'll get back to you.
All right,
Thank you very much. That concludes my presentation.
Thank you very much, Yannick. Does anybody have any comments to ask of Yannick? And please raise your hand so I can see if you have questions, and that way I can make sure to call on you. So we're not just randomly speaking. Anybody raising their hand?
Hello, I don't have a hand raised.
All right, go ahead, Eric.
Okay, just one thing that I want to make sure before I may have to change some of my comments. That's item D, Northeast 151st Street from Railroad Tracks to Bay Vista Boulevard. I suggested moving the bike lanes inside the curb, but I think you said they already have bike lanes. Is it true that the road has already been built with bike lanes?
The road is there. It's going to be widened. It's not going to be a new roadway. It's going to be a just widening project.
Okay, then if that case that if they haven't built the road yet, then my comment stands. What I was suggesting is that the bike lanes be added to the sidewalk, so there will be a curb between the bike lane and or past sidewalk, rather than having kids going to school on a bike on an unprotected bike lane, which I don't think is
right. He's trying
safe.
to change it to a protected bike lane, which makes sense.
I will definitely send these comments to the project manager for this project, to the highway division, and I'll let you know.
Yes. Also, both the traffic circles are close to my house. 184th Street is only 0.63 mile away. And I want to be sure that the crossing should be close to the circle. To go way out of your way to cross the street is not right for the path users, and the crossing should be close to the circle. Also, there shouldn't be a 90-degree bend when you make the crossing. That's very difficult to do on a bicycle, particularly if you want to maintain speed. Thank you.
If I may, I second what Eric just said about the two circles, and I'm wondering when those two projects are going to start physically.
Mike, you asked a question of who? Was that Yannick? You asked Yannick a question? Or?
Yeah, I'm asking Yannick.
Okay.
When are the projects going to physically start? And I also second what Eric said about the distance of the cross. And
Yes,
90
for the
degree angles.
for the old Cutler 152nd and 184th roundabout,
Right.
I have here that the end construction is 2023. So the begin construction is gonna be in 2022. They're expected to begin construction in 2022.
Okay. Okay. More information to follow, I guess. That's great. Thank you.
Yes, I'll get you the you know, a more exact day, definitely for next BPAC. I'll have an update, or I could send it to you via email, whatever you like, or maybe to Kevin. And I'm sorry, I was trying to look for the information. That's why it took me so long.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Okay. Yeah, what Eric said about, you know, if you're riding your bike on the bike path, if you have to suddenly make a 90-degree right and then a 90-degree left, and you're trying to pay attention to traffic and everything else, that's horrible. It's very unsafe. If you just,
I totally agree.
yeah, if you just have to
I'm
sort
not
of
sure.
veer a little bit, then it's not a problem, but.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And also the location of the crosswalk. I totally agree with Eric there. I'm not sure. I have to verify with them what's the idea behind moving that crosswalk so far away, mainly for the 152nd Street roundabout. And I'm seeing a driveway here. Maybe it's possible because of existing condition of locations driveways here, but I'll have to analyze it with highways, and I'll let you know.
Well, I can tell you the one at 184 for sure is just the entrance to, you know, the old Burger King headquarters. That's just the road. That's you're continuing on 184 straight ahead. It's not a driveway. I don't think there's anything there. There's no reason.
Yes, I agree with that one. What I'm seeing, I mean, this is just my very general analysis. That movement there to eastbound, like, well, if you're going northbound and then making a right turn to the east, and if Kevin, could you go back to the slide that has, I think it's number 4. Keep going, keep going up to the roundabout at 184th.
There it is.
There you go. You see how, in this case, let's call it the left side of the screen. The left side of the screen, if you're driving towards the right and going south, going down, you see how wide that turn is. The movement of the vehicle through the circle makes that turn very wide. So that means that the crosswalk cannot be very close to the roundabout. We really don't want to have it very close to the roundabout. Usually you leave like a car space between the crosswalk to the edge of the travelway. But I'll like to see specific details here.
The crosswalk on Old Cutler is not really the issue. The crosswalk, the bike path is on the east side there.
East.
Yeah, that's where your issue is that crosswalk there. And where Eureka Drive extends in that direction, it's only going into the old Burger King headquarters, which was Palmetto Bay's City Hall for a while, I guess. But anyway.
So your concern is that crosswalk across Old Cutler Road, actually.
Not crossing
one-
Old Cutler, the one that's crossing 184 in line or not in line with the bike path. That right there. That's it.
That one.
You got to make that one so that a bicycle can negotiate it.
Okay, and in that case, you're referring not to the crosswalk actually, but the actual layout of the path. So that we need to
Right
make sure
now,
that the path is
if I'm on the path, I go straight across that intersection. I don't deviate at all.
correct. Yes. We need to make sure that the path is designed in such a way that you don't have to make that 90-degree turn.
Yeah, same problem comes up for a wheelchair, as was previously discussed. So
Okay. Yes, definitely.
the only other thing that I would think about in this situation is you have to keep in mind that Pinecrest School is just to the west of this intersection. It's the next big thing to the west of this intersection. I don't know how much school traffic they get on that side. The main entrance is on the other side of the school, but that's still a big main entrance there.
Okay.
Something to think about.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Anybody else have any other questions?
Eric Tolberg again. I just wanted to bring up on 157th Avenue. I think there's a real problem that we're building a 4-lane road on the edge of the urban development boundary. And I really question why we need a 4-lane road there. And if you're going to build the road, the idea that, well, if they build a superhighway just to the west, you don't need a path. If the developer is going to pay for the road, have them build the path. If they want to put that highway in through the Everglades, that's their problem. But in that case, they should allow connections from 157 across to Chrome Avenue. Thank you.
Okay.
Small correction on something I just said. I said Pinecrest. It's not Pinecrest. It's Palmer Trinity School. Anyway.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any questions? Raise your hands. Otherwise, we're going to go to the next presentation. Going once, going twice. All right. Thank you, Yannick.
Kevin, can I interrupt for a second?
Yep, go ahead.
I have to go. Is there any way that if someone else has any other specific questions for Dtpw that I could address them now?
How do you mean?
Anything not related to the intersection, to the presentation, anything specific? I'm not sure because we have
no, I got you. No, right. Now, unfortunately,
I'm not sure.
Unfortunately, the way the thing is set up, they can only handle. We're only supposed to discuss items on the agenda, limited to that because it's a workshop and not an official meeting.
Kevin,
as a result, we don't have the public comment or the member comment section anymore at this time.
So you receive it through emails? How do you receive how would they contact? I mean, is it possible? Is it okay if you give the people my email or something in case they have a question specifically for me?
Well, what can be done is if it's an agenda item, right? Then we can have it on the April meeting. Of course, that's another month on the road, but it's that'd be the best way. So, I know Sunny Isles Beach, we had some citizens there before. We got Gabriel and I forgot his other name. They came to a couple meetings last summer. So if the commissioner wants to have an item on the agenda, then we can do that, and then that could be the discussion. But the discussion on the respective agendas has to be related to the items alone.
Me? Okay. Okay, thank you.
All right, so if let me see if anybody, I think somebody left.
Well, I was
Yeah,
gonna-
and Anastasia left, so Donna's still here, and so is Commissioner Goldman. So if you want to have, bring this up as on the next meeting as an agenda item, just let me know, and then we can go from there.
I think
Tiffany,
they
you're
were-
going to say something?
Yeah, in the chat, they request to be put on the April agenda. So if you look at the chat, they requested that. So, and believe me, I feel like a month goes by really fast.
Mhm.
But Giannik, I wanted to say, it's so exciting to see this list of projects, and I just can't wait to hear more, and I'll definitely provide my feedback.
All right, so
Definitely. Anything, Stephanie, on your side as well, just let me know.
Excellent. I will
Thank you.
definitely. Thank you.
all right. Just so for the record, if anybody, if there's gonna be a presentation for Sunny Isles Beach next month, and I need to have some contact with me and have to be an official contact person who's gonna be doing the presentation and so forth. It's not just gonna be a random item and people just show up to talk. We have to have some, just like we have a presentation here for Dtpw with Giannik talking, and the presentation here for FDOT with Tiffany talking. We have to have a contact person. And you don't have to have a presentation. You don't have to have a PowerPoint presentation. But if you have one, all the better. But you don't need to have one. But just so you know, going forward for the next 3 weeks until the next deadline is up, I need to have somebody contact me. I'm going to go ahead and put my information is on the agenda, how to get a hold of me, but I will put it here also. So if anybody wants to see that while the meeting's going on, they can start the contact process. All right, so next item is going to be for number 2, FDOT's March report. Tiffany, take it away.
Absolutely. Well, first I'm just going to start with, I know Kevin had mentioned some of the things that had happened last month, some of the events, but it's been a really exciting month. For one, the Little Havana press briefing, that was an excellent event. They kicked off, if anybody knows, the Little Havana pedestrian priority zones. That was, I definitely encourage everyone to take a look at that if you're interested in the Little Havana area and what's being done there. And then the following Friday was the underline ribbon cutting, another great, I guess, improvement addition to the city of Miami. And hopefully we'll see more and more to come of the underline as it comes to fruition. And then the following week was the Bike to Work Day, which actually had a great turnout. It was a beautiful day, wonderful ride. And I was really happy to see Kevin and Giannik and a lot of other familiar faces at that event, even though we have to, imagine just who they are from the eyes up. But very exciting, and I love to see some of the progress that's being made around Bike Ped. My presentations every month are about the plans or reviews specifically. So they are not going to show everything that's being done around Bike Ped. It's going to be showing what has been reviewed through our electronic comments, our electronic review comments process, which is a process that FDOT does to review our programs, well, some of our program projects through the system, through the different offices. So when you see this, don't think, oh, FDOT isn't doing anything with Bike Ped, because this is just the month of February's reviews. But so I'll go to the next slide, please, and we'll just start to go over some of the projects that were reviewed. I do highlight the ones that have the potential network connections. And I say potential network connections, that's the bicycle network. But I do put in the improvement section, what are some of the improvements being made that both benefit pedestrians and cyclists. And so I'm going to move my box here because I can't read everything with all the faces. Okay. So I know I've presented on the Okeechobee Road project, this FM number, probably 2 months ago. It's actually for the same review. This one was a very lengthy review process. So sorry for the duplication. It was on the December think it was either December or I think it was either the December or January presentation. So it's the very same project reviewed then, very same phase reviewed then. So apologize for the duplication. And then as we go down the list here, we have a safety project where it's adding high emphasis crosswalks and then the turning vehicles yield to PEDs at Northwest 36th Street and Northwest 12th Avenue. We have some safety improvements along Ocala Boulevard, where this project is really intended for wrong way driving mitigation. And I know Eric had made a comment in an email, and I haven't been able to address all his comments yet, which I apologize. But the one about the 25 mile per hour, that's because of it's a curve in that section. So it's not the entire roadway, but it's just that curve is 25 miles per hour in that section. And then State Road 90, the Tamiami Trail, that is actually the project intended to restore the Everglades. And so it's actually creating a bridge, and it's going to, so as far as bike and ped, it's going to maintain the shoulders, but that's about it. No additional improvements, unfortunately, for bike and ped. The primary purpose of that project is to restore the flow of the Everglades. And so adding additional pavement is kind of unfortunately counterproductive to the intention of the project. Even though I mean, unfortunately, I'm the bike ped person, I would like to see that, but in this project, we were unable to do that. And then the next one, the pedestrian improvements along Biscayne Boulevard and Southeast 2nd Avenue. That's signalizing Southeast 2nd Avenue and I-95 on-ramp for pedestrian crossing and eliminating the island for a slight shorter distance. I actually believe that this is the one I have an image of it going in a later slide. We can go to the next slide, please, though. And then we have some City of Miami Metro Mover station access improvements. This is really enhancing those mid-block crossings at select locations, including the 10th Street station, the 3rd Street station, and the College Bayside station. And then task work order, this one, Southwest 137th and Southwest 100th Street. That's another safety improvements. This one's really intended to hopefully slow speed. The existing speed limit's 40 miles per hour. It's going to be maintaining that, but they are installing a speed feedback sign to try to lower the traffic speeds there. And then City of Doral, this is a sidewalk project and crosswalk improvement project that's through our LAP office. So this is not on state roadways necessarily. And it's actually done by the City of Doral, but we do review it since we do help fund it. And this is really filling in those sidewalks on those streets there that I list there. And it's traditionally 5 to 6 feet sidewalks throughout those corridors. I know I have brought this one to BPAC in the past, but now it's at 100%. Let me see here, the Northwest 103rd Street project, that is, this one is installing school zone signs, the flashing beacons, and the pavement markings that say school zone with a 15 mile per hour school zone. Before it had the 15 mile per hour school zone, but it didn't have those flashing beacons. It didn't have some of those enhanced signage and pavement markings.
You know what school that is? You know what school that is?
I can't remember what school that is precisely. I'll have to look and get back with you. And then this one is that we all know Chrome Avenue, and we all know that this was something desired when we added the shared use path along Chrome Avenue, is to add that landscaping to enhance it. And so the landscaping is coming. And so, well, this I believe is that this is the end, but the section that doesn't include the shared use path, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this one is not the section that includes the shared use path, but the landscaping is going to be throughout the corridor all along Chrome Avenue. The Overtown Greenway, and I apologize for the picture. The plans, again, this is a LAP project, so I'm not unfortunately in control of the image quality, So sorry about the image later on, but the Overtown Greenway, it's really widening that sidewalk to be a shared use path. So it's going to be more comfortable. It's going to be an actual urban greenway. And it's going, this first section is from Northwest 7th Avenue to Northwest 12th along Northwest 11th Street. And it's going to have, yeah, that 8-foot wide path throughout. And it does widen in certain sections beyond the 8 feet. So 8 feet is the minimum. So when I say 8 foot plus, 8 foot is at the pinch points. It's going to be, and actually, could you go back? Sorry, I know yeah, and then of course the another landscape project for Crom Avenue, like I mentioned previously. And then we can go to the next, sorry. And then I just kind of isolate the projects that add to the network. And when I say the bike network, you all know that I'm working on the bike network plan right now, really with the intention of building upon our low stress, building upon our safe and low stress bike facilities to be interconnected and to be cohesive and comprehensive throughout Miami-Dade County and to be a real network facilities. Okay, we can go to the next slide. And then this is that pedestrian improvement along State Road 5. This section does not, let me show, oh, it does show. Okay, so you can see at the I-95 North on-ramp, you can see that section there. Previously, that didn't have a signal there. There was no signal. And so it had a little median island, like a refuge island in the middle of that. And so it had a two-phase kind of crossing. So this crossing distance now shortens it and it improves the safety because now it's signalized. So when those pedestrians are crossing there, the traffic will stop for them and they won't have to try to, I guess, kind of dart across and then wait and then dart across again. Now they have one single crossing and it's signalized. So that's a definite improvement. Very happy to see that. Okay, and then we can go to the next slide. And then this is the crossing at the College Bayside Station. And I have to double check to see if lot 13 is in fact the station. So I apologize, but this is going to be, I was actually really excited for this because we don't see very many of these. We don't see very many of these in Miami-Dade County, but they definitely do improve safety, is a elevated raised crosswalk like this. We are kind of restricted on where we can put them because we don't want to create a ramp type of situation for vehicles. But what they do is they can act as almost a speed hump to help slow traffic, and it also elevates the pedestrian to improve visibility of that pedestrian. So it's really excited to see something like this. Especially adjacent to a Metro Mover station where you have lots of pedestrian activity. And I'll have to get back with Eric on his question on the specifics of the dimensions of the crosswalk there. Okay, and we can get to the next slide, please. And then, yeah, the next slide is the 3rd Street station. You can see some of the improvements there. These ones do not have the raised crosswalk. But you can see some of the enhancements being made. Okay, we can go to the next slide. And then this one is the 10th Street station. Apologize, 10th Street got cut off in the corner there. It's at the very far corner. It says 10th Street, but that is the 10th Street station. And you can see some of the improvements being made here. Okay, we can go to the next slide. And then this is the Overtown Greenway. Again, I'm really, really sorry about the poor image quality. I took this straight from the plans, got a little bit, it's a little less clear in the presentation than it was in the plans. So again, I apologize, but you can see that it does widen beyond the 8 feet in a lot of instances. But yeah, you can see the general gist of what's happening here. Again, widening that sidewalk to be a shared use path. Okay. And then we can go to the next slide. And then the bike network plan, still working on reaching out to those entities that did not attend the bike network plan workshops. And just making sure that we kind of we're finishing up that plan. and the details of it. But, and all right, we go to the next slide. And then thank you. And if anybody has any questions for me, I'm happy to answer. Yeah, go ahead.
Tiffany, on the Tamiami Trail where you have the bridge for the Everglades flow,
Mm-hmm.
There's like a bike lane there on the road, right?
No,
There's-
there isn't any bike lane existing and there won't be. The existing is the shoulder and they're going to maintain the shoulder.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Is the bridge going to be wide enough though to make sure that, because the fear is a narrowing bridge that bicycles then are suddenly going to be swerving into traffic.
No, my understanding is that they're going to be maintaining somewhat of a shoulder. So
Okay.
I'll look at that again, but I know that oh my goodness, Patty Huff has been reaching out. I mean, very early on in the process. I know many of you know Patty. She's very, very involved in bicycle infrastructure, and she's been on this project from very early, trying to get everything that she could from it, and working with Felix Hernandez, who is working. He's the project manager on behalf of FDOT. And they have coordinated back and forth on what's possible.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Can I jump in there? There are paved shoulders, 17.7 miles from Chrome Avenue to Shark Valley. They are not marked as bike lanes, I think possibly because it's a 55-mile-an-hour road.
Yeah.
But they are fairly wide, and the other bridges have had 8-foot shoulders that bikes can use. I would hope that this bridge has 8-foot shoulders too, and if they don't, please speak up for us.
Right.
Absolutely. We've been working on it. It's not just me, like I said, it's also Patty Huff. And we've been trying to get everything that we can from this project. I believe too.
Anybody else? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I believe, and don't quote me, and it's either the Department of Environmental Protection, or I think it's the Florida Department of Environmental Protection that's leading this effort. But I'll have to confirm that. Since it is an Everglades mitigation project, that's again the kind of one of the limitations of the project, unfortunately. It's good news. I mean, good news. We want to restore the Everglades, of course.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to that. All right.
Yeah.
Let me give you a little background there. When originally there was going to be a separate path on the levee to the north. However, there were problems with the Miccosukee Indian tribe that didn't want the separate path, and so it was dropped.
Eric, remind me the name of that project, because I looked into that too. I had a long conversation, and it was called something. I found the document online. It was
I'm sorry, I don't know the name.
I can't remember the name, but I'll if I think of it, I'll bring it up. But something. I feel like I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But if I think of it, I'll tell you guys. You can look it up. That the original name of because there was a plan for it. There was a project kind of in early planning stages for that shared use path that Eric was mentioning, that trail.
Mm-hmm. I think that was what was in my head when I started asking the question. Yeah.
I'm going to go crazy trying to think of it.
Hello, I've got a bunch of points. I'll hit the highlights, if you will. Okay, first project was the Okeechobee Road project. And I know you've been putting bike lanes on the road and on some of the
On the frontage road.
frontage roads. Well, there are actually paved shoulders on the road, and in some cases you put keyhole bike lanes at the intersections. However, part of the problem of doing it on the shoulders is you have to get around the major interchanges. The situation here shows that because you have the turnpike, the 826 just before this part of the project. There is no even a sidewalk from the sidewalks that end at 18th Avenue in Hialeah and the start of this project. I realize it's not part of this project, but you really need to investigate how a pedestrian or a cyclist can get from A to B without going on the road.
And Eric, what I'll do is I'll look and see if we have anything in the work program coming up on that segment of Okeechobee. And then depending on where it is, we might be able to see if we can add that to the scope. But if there's nothing programmed, then I can put it in my list of projects that I wish to look into further and to do feasibility study.
Yes, let's see. Okay, you've answered my questions. And Metro Mover stations, it was very confusing because I couldn't tell which one it was.
I apologize.
Right, I understand. You're taking a shot of a larger planet. The name of the school on item number 9 is Mater Charter Academy Middle and High School. It's an industrial area, though, and there is very few ways to get to it without going on the main road. I did have a bunch of planting suggestions. Let me go. That was for that last project, landscaping. Plant in May and let God water them in. Plant trees at least 4 foot from the path. Avoid the genus Ficus. Oaks are better than West Indian mahoganies, and which have shallow spreading roots. Royal palms are stately, but they have long fronds that block the path. Bed should always be lower than the path. Water in the soil it carries flows downhill. Native plants have evolved to survive here since the Pleistocene. Use them. Dig deep holes so the roots can reach water in the dry season, but plant shallow to avoid rot. And pines like to be planted in groups and need the fungus that grows on pine needles used for mulch. Thank you.
Eric, you're surprising. Your knowledge is surprising. But what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to actually forward that information onto Kevin Shaw. He heads up with the landscaping at FDOT, and I think that could be really good general knowledge for him to have.
Yes. Also, I need to get with you on plans for the future, the bicycle network connectivity assessment. As you see, I've got lots of things to put out.
I saw that, and I'm happy to report that I am looking right now into the feasibility of a shared use path connection on 88th Street to Chrome.
Okay, that's great. Or at least a sidewalk on the south side.
I figured we already kind of have it in our vision. It's in a previous plan for there to be a shared use path, a trail on 88th Street. And it's also it also would connect to the Chrome path. So if we could have some sort of uniformity there, and it would also align with the smart trails and the smart plan. So trying to multitask here, fill in multiple things at once. So we're going to look we're looking at a shared use path connection.
Yes, you've got the Black Creek Trail at Southwest 112th Street. That should be in the next few years. Also, you really need a sidewalk on 296th Street. You just need 500 foot more to connect it up.
Thank you, Eric. And I'll try to arrange a meeting with you in the upcoming weeks. I know you said you were really busy last month, but I'll get with you. I'll send you an email to see about your availability in the next couple weeks.
That's great. Last month I was doing my continuing education for my PE.
Well, congratulations on finishing that up.
Congratulations, Eric, on that. Does anybody else have any questions for Tiffany? All right, so let's see here.
Oh, we have some chat.
What was that?
I think somebody in the chat.
No, was there somebody, was Dr. White or Dr. Whitty saying, Eric, you're a jack of many trades. So.
That is so true. He is an asset to Miami-Dade County, so we really appreciate it.
Yeah, this is Mickey's first ever BPAC meeting. She's looking at possibly becoming a future member. So right now she's watching from the sidelines and hopefully be, part of the BPAC down the road. But you'll learn that Eric has a lot of information.
Well, and what we should do, and maybe not a formal thing, but maybe a small group bike ride for our BPAC members. I'm saying it. I don't know.
Wearing masks.
How do you feel, Kevin?
Wearing masks.
Wearing masks, of course. But I know getting out and enjoying our facilities and being able to have educated, conversation while we're on the facilities could be a real benefit.
Hey, let's inaugurate the Chrome Path, 18.6 miles.
I've ridden it with you once, but I'll ride the rest of the way. We didn't get to ride the full way because it wasn't finished yet.
All right.
Kevin, I have a PowerPoint that I made that you saw at the Injury Prevention Council. I could present that at next meeting if you like.
Okay, we go ahead and just send it to me so I can put it on the list for the agenda. So it's always nice to have knowing ahead of time that you already have a couple of items that are possible for the agenda. And then we'll close the meeting right here. But just one last thing, Mickey said that she was a BPAC member many years ago. So
I remember her.
Okay, so well, it's sort of like my fun because when I was going doing some research, I realized he was in the BPAC like in 1975 or something. I know,
Yeah,
I'm only joking. But,
oh yeah, you're way back.
and then he came back. So okay, all right. So everyone, the next workshop is on April 13th, 2021, and I will see you all at that time. The time right now is 6:35, and good night, everyone.
Good night.
Night.